Hey there, Regina Andler here, and it is time for the AI Spotlight. Now, this week we're talking about an entrepreneurial mindset, and where does AI come in with that, right? Well, I'll tell you. Think about all of your AI tools that you're using. It doesn't matter which one they are, which one it is. They all have access to trillions, quadrillions, however many pieces of data. It basically has access to everything out there. Now, when you have any kind of a mindset issue, what do? A lot of times you'll go look up, oh, how do I deal with this? How do I deal with that? Well, doing it with AI and using AI to ask those questions to actually makes it so much easier, so much simpler for finding exactly what you need to do next. When you think about it, a lot of the mindset problems that we have as entrepreneurs is we feel like we're struggling about something. We feel like we're overwhelmed. And anytime you're feeling that, what happens normally is that you get stuck and you want to do stuff and yet you're not sure what to do next. Or you are thinking about doing something and the confidence isn't there. You don't feel like maybe it's going to work for you. You're not going to be able to succeed. When you think about it, that's all mindset. That's the I'm not worthy. What if I fail? What if nobody likes what I'm doing? It's all about the mindset and how you think about things. So the first thing you want to do when you have those thoughts that go through your head, maybe it's I'm struggling with something. Go out and use ChatGPT. Now, I like ChatGPT. You can use Gemini, you can use Claude, you can use any of the text LLMs, the large language models. And when they call them LLMs, by the way, that's what large language models. They have a ton of stuff in them. Large language, right? So they have access to a bunch of stuff that even if you have a therapist, they probably have access to things that your therapist hasn't thought about yet. So they do work really well for helping you. Now, I personally like ChatGPT for a couple reasons. One is because it has memory. I like my ChatGPT. My ChatGPT knows me so well. It can speak for me when I ask it if I have a problem and I ask it a question, it knows exactly what I'm looking for. It knows exactly where I am. It actually goes back and references. If I say, well, I'm struggling getting this program out and I just don't think that I can do it. It'll go back to other things that I've already completed that it helped me with and come back and remind me, yeah, remember when you did that and you got it done and you put it out there? It helps your mindset. So when you're looking into ChatGPT, you can use it to help spot some limiting beliefs and things that you have. You can put in a prompt like act as my mindset coach. Here's what I'm struggling with, and insert whatever your thoughts are on it. Help me reframe this so I can move forward. That simple prompt can get you from procrastinating and stopped, from procrastination and stopped, to moving full steam ahead, because it's going to come up and it's going to give you ideas. And if you say, wow, those are really some really big ideas and I'm not so sure that I can tackle them all at once, all you have to do is say, you know what, that seems like a lot. Can you break it down for me? And ChatGPT will break it down for you. Again, Gemini and Claude will do it too. ChatGPT is my go-to for this kind of thing because of the memory feature. So when you think about it, the other thing that you can do with the AI tools is to have it create some affirmations, some positive affirmations specifically to you and your unique situation and your goals. You can say, hey, here's what I'm working on. Here's what I keep struggling with. Can you write me an affirmation that I can just say every single day to keep me in the right mindset, the right frame of mind? And it will come up with a line that you can use every day. I've had it write some incredible lines for me in the past on things that I just needed that extra push. Because, when you think about the struggles, you think about the overwhelm, you think about all this stuff you got going on. I mean, not only are you running a business, but you've got life. And, stuff happens. Our mindset, there's a concept of E plus R equals O, the event plus your response equals the outcome. That came from Jack Canfield, by the way. And the event, there's always something that happens. Maybe a client said no to you. Maybe you didn't get your course out on time. Maybe you just didn't go as far as you thought you should be based on somebody else because you're comparing yourself. You can take, that's the event. And now the outcome is whatever you make it. This is where people get confused. They think the outcome is a set thing. The outcome is based on your response. So the outcome can be good or bad in any situation based on your response. So the E, the event, which you most of the times have no control over, plus your response, which you have 100% total control over all the time, equals the outcome. You can use ChatGPT to help you move through things to get yourself a better outcome. So there are three main mindset shifts that I hear just constantly from people. The first one, you might relate. I used to relate to this. I got over it a long time ago, and I will tell you, it was the most freeing time of my life. It's the need to be perfect. I had this belief that everything had to be perfect, everything had to be done, all the stuff had to be out, it had to look right, I had to look right, everything had to be perfect. Otherwise, I was going to fail. That my thought was, if it's not perfect, I'm going to fail. And you know what? It doesn't need to be perfect. You just need to start. So change the I need to be perfect to I need to start now. Nobody cares what your hair looks like. Nobody cares if you have makeup on. Nobody cares if you slur your words or say a word twice or say like, or so, or nobody cares about that stuff unless they're maybe a communication major and they're really in tune to that stuff. However, starting is better than stalling. So instead of stalling and doing nothing, just start, do something. If you're scared of doing lives, just go do one. It might be a totally bad or whatever, and just like crazy, but who cares? Nobody actually cares. All they care about is you got on. And you will never hear somebody say, oh my God, that was a terrible video. You'll hear people say, yay, you for getting it done. Go out and do it. Because the mindset piece is all in here. The mindset piece has nothing to do with anybody else except for you. So when you think about that, you can go into AI and say, here's what I'm working on. Here's what I'm looking at. And I feel like I need to be perfect with this. And AI can help you. And AI is actually a great mindset coach, by the way, because it will come back. It's almost too good sometimes. Just be a little cautious because AI is a yes man. So like ChatGPT is a yes man. Everything that you do is like the most awesome thing ever. Most of the time, ChatGPT will come up and pats on the back all around every single time. And sometimes they're not actually warranted. So be careful about using it. However, if you put something in there and say, look, I'm working on this program and I'm not getting it out because I feel like it's not ready yet. Here's what I've got so far. What are your suggestions for just getting this done and getting it out there? I can always fix it later. And it will give you a bunch of suggestions. So instead of that need to be perfect, just get started and use AI to ask those questions. Use it as your partner. Use it as, that person sitting next to you in the office. I think of my ChatGPT as one of my coworkers because that's how I treat it. And you ask the right questions and you will get the answers that you're looking for. You don't have to go it alone, especially if you're a solopreneur and the mindset is saying, well, I can't get this done. I'm not sure if this is going to work. What if they say no? All of these mindset junk that we have in our heads, we all have it. You don't need to have it there because there's ways to get around it. And all you need to do is ask for some help and you will get it. The second of the mindset shifts that a lot of entrepreneurs go through is I can do it all myself. That's when overwhelm sets in. That's when burnout sets in. That's when you get to the point where you start procrastinating because you're so overwhelmed that you start doing nothing. Have you ever had that happen to you where there was just so much going on that you literally said, okay, I'm not doing anything. And then you started beating yourself up because you weren't getting anything done. This happens all the time. It's perfectly normal for entrepreneurs. We all go through it. Well, instead of saying I can do it all myself, say I need to build a team. And you know what? AI is a perfect start to your team. And depending on what AI you use, could be completely free, right? So use AI to your benefit if you're saying, well, I can do this all by myself, and yet you're feeling that overwhelm. Pull in AI, let it help you get things done. The third mindset shift for entrepreneurs is failure. Now, a lot of people think of failure as something bad. Long, long time ago, I shifted my mindset around failure to something good because we're brought up saying if you fail, that means it's bad. Fail, heads down, that was bad. You feel bad, you feel guilty, the shoulder slump. For me, I fail and I go, wow, that didn't work at all. And now I know what didn't work, and now I know how I have to fix it. So shift the failure from something bad into something good. What did you get out of it? Failure is a fabulous thing. All of us fail. Every single one of us fails. So when you think about failure, you can go into your AI tool and say, well, this didn't work at all. And you can input whatever it is. Maybe you did a course. Maybe you wrote a one-day course, a webinar, and you said, wow, that got crickets. Not one person looked at it. I didn't even get somebody to like it. And you're like, I thought it was great information. I totally failed at this. I totally suck at this. Well, you know what? You can put that into AI and say, you know what? I'm not getting anything for this. I think it's pretty good information. How can I rework this to get more engagement, to get people, to get eyeballs on it? It will help you do all of that. As it helps you do that, it's building up your confidence. It's letting you know you have a partner, you have a coworker, you have somebody to help you. It's also letting you know it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get done. And here's some suggestions for doing that. So use AI as your mindset mirror. So when you're thinking that there's something going on, ChatGPT is great for that. And if you want to go really deep and you say, well, I got this limiting belief. I can't shake the idea that I'm just not worthy. That is a big one that a lot of people have in the mindset area. Is I'm not worthy, and maybe I just wasn't cut out for this. By the way, that's not true. It's not true for anybody. You are cut out to do exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So when you think about that and you go over to your AI tool and you say, hey, Chatty, or whatever you call your Chat GPT. Hey, Chatty, I'm kind of having a day right now. And here's what's going on. Here's what I think I should be doing. And, I'm feeling like maybe I'm not cut out to do this stuff. Based on what you know about me so far, again, this is why I like ChatGPT's memory. Based on what you know about me so far, what are your thoughts on this? And it will come back based on some of your past history and say, you know what, you're really good at this. You're really good at this. Have you ever thought about doing this? I've had to come up with new program ideas that I didn't even think of. Didn't even dawn on me to come up with. And it came up with some brilliant information. That's what it's like to have that coworker. So you can delegate stuff out and have that person a sounding board that you can run this stuff off of and get some immediate answers. And then sure, if you want to talk it out with a human, which is always a good idea as well, do that too. Work with your coach, work with a friend or something like that and say, hey, I was having this struggle and then I talked to ChatGPT and it suggested this. What do you think? And get a human's opinion on it. Chances are pretty good the human's going to go, that's a great idea, because it does really come up with some great ideas. So use AI as that mindset mirror and let it help you get out of your head and into your business. That's what I've got for you this week. We'll see you next week on the AI Spotlight. Bye for now.